I saw a poll today. These polls are all nonsense, but Canadians felt more strongly that Carney would actually do what he says he will do versus Poilievre. And I thought to myself, who answered this poll?
Let's look at Mark Carney and listen to him and tell me if this is the guy that you think is now going to repeal anything to do with net zero or carbon pricing.
To reach net zero, every country, every company, every bank, every investor, every pension fund around the world will need to make some big changes. In the run-up to COP26 in Glasgow, we have an enormous opportunity to bring climate change into the heart of every financial decision.
You and I spend a lot of time writing. You and I are very particular with how we phrase things, what words we use. That was scripted, so that's not off the dome. That's not like, oh, I was just saying into the heart of things, spitballing.
Nope.
They wrote the heart of things. If you think about what that means like the center of
the lifeblood.
This needs to be the defining factor of every decision. You might ask, well, they just want to save the planet, right? That's their motivating factor. Well, let's listen to Mark Carney now talk about these decisions between the public sector and private and investors and how these things shake out.
I do spend some time advising on what, again, pro bono, but advising on the types of policies that are going to have maximum impacts for investors. So I'll give you an example, which is one of the issues. It's not the biggest issue. It's like 2% of global emissions. You wouldn't know it from the headlines, but 2% of global emissions is for air travel, the emissions from air travel. Now, so the question is, are we going to have green, sustainable aviation fuel? What's happened in the UK, the EU, is they've said to major airlines, look, if you're flying in and out of Heathrow or wherever, you have to have 10% of your load has to be sustainable aviation fuel by, I think it's 2030. Consequence of that policy has been to convert some entrepreneurs in Texas, in this case, a company called Infineon, to become economic. Because all of a sudden, American Airlines, British Airways need to buy that fuel. They'll pay a green premium. You've got an offtake, that's high credit quality. And so in that case, we Brookfield put $1 billion to work there. And, it's a fantastic opportunity.
So we have the money to invest, and we go press people on policy first. Then we invest in the companies that we're forcing policy towards, but we're all doing it for you.